It's an all-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Knicks come into town for this one. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Now here's Tatum. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Anunoby, good.
Nice job by OG Anunoby to be aggressive from distance.
And the basket by Tatum.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, briefly spoke with Joe Mazzulla. Now, we both had the same topic, Mikal Bridges, and the impact he can have on the game. Coach told me he's someone we've talked about for sure. We can't let him out-hustle us. That's when he does the most damage. We'll see if they can match Bridges' energy. Guys?
All right, thank you, David. Over to the wing. To the middle. Here's Cornette. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. We know, Doris, that Towns might already be one of the best shooting bigs ever.
But Kevin, he flat stated and called himself the best shooting big of all time. He has an argument because not only has he shot the ball incredibly well from deep, even as his volume has gone up, his efficiency stays the same. This is a gifted offensive post player.
Now Tatum, after Jalen Brunson missed it on that last three-pointer. And the basket by Hauser. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Brunson outside. Pass to Hart. Back to Brunson. To the paint. Here's Towns. Tipped away.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Well, he's got the green light. Porzingis understands. Be ready on the catch.
And Anunoby, here we go.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher. Drains it from beyond the arc. Porzingis has got 6 points.
Well, the three-point shooting of Kristaps Porzingis is so prolific. You've got to guard him out there.
And guys, getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
And here's Porzingis for a three. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist.
Matching threes for these teams. Porzingis, so good from deep.
Down low, and Towns throws it down.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
And the way the Celtics can attack teams, Doris, with their 5-out set, it's impossible to fully defend it.
Kevin, there is so much space on the floor because they have shooters at every single position and guys who balance that shooting with an ability to get off the dribble drive. This is as good an offense as we've seen. Well, don't sleep on the foot speed of Karl Anthony Towns. He's a factor in transition.
Left side, Tatum. Tatum on the wing. There's the pick. Shot clock at 6. Right wing. Hauser. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Hauser's got his second basket.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Towns, no luck.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Outside Tatum. Plays it up and banks it in.
Well, Jason Tatum has worked hard to fill out his frame. It's not going to to bother him that you're bringing a level of physicality.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And Towns throws it down.
That's what we call a power finish. There's no such thing as gentle for the big man.
And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Knocked away. And slam dunk by Tatum.
You see the level of verticality that Jason Tatum brings to the table. Nice.
Back to Brunson. There's a screen by Achua. Up in time. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. A big-time effort for Porzingis, providing a lot of energy for Boston. He delivered 9 points from three-point range that quarter. Terrific work from distance. Real good. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
Back to Payne. Offensive rebound. Robinson. And it's Robinson with the jam.
What a presence Mitchell Robinson has given this team on the interior. He knows he can be a threat on the offensive glass.
Porzingis can't hit. And so it's Payne with it. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. Trailing by 2. And when Porzingis goes to work inside, Doris, there are not a lot of answers for his size.
We know, Kevin, obviously, that post-ups become less and less a part of the game, but still an important one opportunistically. And you talk about efficiency in the post, that is Kristaps Porzingis. But not only that, the mid-range game is there, the three-point game is there, and the defense is there.
Pass to Payne. New York needs to get off a shot. Robinson misses. And so it's Boston with it. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Celtics can beat you in a number of ways. Point guard Jrue Holiday said, "We can play small and big. We have great bench players who come in and change the game at any time and could start on other teams. And we have a hunger." Kevin, they're going to be a problem for a long time.
Agreed. Yeah, they are stacked, DA, for sure. Boston's shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And a season ago at the charity strike, this is a group that shot an impressive 81%.
And so he hits the technical free throw. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. To the wing right side. Bridges outside. Back to Achua. Porzingis with the steal. And a fast break now for the Celtics. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Launches it. Achua, no good. Celtics leading by 3. Brown wide open. He fires. Drills it from outside. Brown's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And we see, as in baseball doors, the introduction of the pitch timer to increase the pace of play. Do you think the NBA is taking notice of that?
What I know, Kevin, unequivocally is the NBA is in a constant state of monitoring its product and how can it make it more fan-friendly. The only criticism to me that's redundant is the pace of reviews, and the league is trying to streamline that to the best of their ability.
Jason Tatum at the line for 2.
The first free throw is good.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
No good on the second free throw. You know, Doris, from the moment Jason Tatum entered the NBA, he has been the guy on his team. How big a burden do you think that is for a player to carry?
Well, Jason Tatum, regardless of how much responsibility he has always worn it gracefully. This young man, from the time he was a little kid in St. Louis, has dreamed of leading an NBA team. He is doing exactly that.
Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Cornette. There's the 3. The Knicks pull it in. And there's a minute 45 left to play here in the second quarter. Hart with it. Inside. Bridges. Porzingis with the rebound. Tatum with it. Here's Pritchard. They set the pick. Pass to Cornette. Launches a 3. And no good that time.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Porzingis with the block.
Kristaps Porzingis has proven over the course of his young career that he is willing to be a force as a shot blocker.
Here's Pritchard. Good on the three-point shot. Pritchard's got the lead up to 6 now for the Celtics.
This is as pure a shooter as there is. You've got to stay connected or it's a problem.
Hart with it. Here's Towns. And Towns throws it down.
Boy, when these bigs like Karl Anthony Towns show off that power, you've got to love it.
Pass to Porzingis. There's a screen. Lets the 3 fly. Bridges with the board. Knicks trail by 4. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Back to Towns. Some nice passing by New York here. Now here's Brunson. From past the arc. Unable to get that one. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Celtics lead by 4. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Knicks trail by 4. Doris, the way this Knicks roster was put together, they have a great level of physicality.
Kevin, if you think about it, with the way the rules are starting to trend back toward that level of physicality, they've got an opportunity to be successful. They also have a big-time star in Jalen Brunson, so there's a lot to like about the future.
And it comes off the front of the rim.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Traps in the tray. And the Celtics lead by 7.
That's a crafty play. Understanding when to pull up off the bounce to get that jumper to go. Derek White is on time.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. Pass to Queta. Here's Pritchard. Back to White. 3-pointer. And again, Boston with the triple.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the deep.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, coming out of high school at 6'0", Derek White didn't receive any full scholarship offers. He says it was humbling, but it drove me to get better. Each time you have the doubters, you just put a little chip on your shoulder. The 29th pick overall in 2017 has come a long way. Kevin, chips Still there.
You're so right, David. Thanks. He's become a heck of a player. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms.
White down low. Pass to Queta. Trying to find White. Gets it to him. And another basket for Boston.
To me, this is when Derek White is at his most dangerous. When the jumper is falling, it opens up the other aspects of his game.
Towns, the screen. To the inside. Out to Brunson. Back to Towns. The rebound by Queta. Boston leading by 6. Pass to Pritchard. A 3-ball. Sinks the triple. Pritchard's got 6 points in the quarter.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Doubled by Bridges. Back to White. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Out to Brunson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Indoors, what a breakout for the guard, Jalen Brunson, these last couple seasons.
Kevin, I think what's taken a lot of us by surprise is how capable he is in being the center point of an entire offense. And not only as a scorer for himself, but involving all the guys around him. Truly an incredible transformation. And this is outstanding vision by Jaylen Brown. This guy dishing the ball beautifully to his teammates.
For New York, they look good at the line, and they're perfect in 4 attempts. You know, Doris, few teams have tried to invite Brown to be a shooter. He's punished them each and every time.
And he's had to put in the work, Kevin, to make himself a legit perimeter threat. And listen, the defense has to make choices. Athletically, this is one of the most gifted players in the league. If you're going to concede anything to Jalen, it'd probably be the three-point shot. Well, battling hard. That's an impressive move by Towns. He'll go to the stripe.
Doris, some great shooters on this Boston team, but at times, don't you think they settle from the perimeter?
Well, Kevin, obviously, this is a coaching staff that puts a heavy emphasis on three-point shooting. They led the league in makes. They led the league in attempts. But obviously, your 2 best players, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, with their size and athleticism and driving ability, you want to try to find the right balance. They do a great job of that.
Puts it up from 15. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
Checking in for the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson, Miles McBride.
There's 53 seconds left to play in the third. White, wide open, he fires. Hits the three-point bomb. White's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Boston. And stolen by Horford. Here's Pritchard. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Queta. The Celtics working the ball around now. From deep. Knicks with the rebound. Now McBride. Back to Brunson. Lets it go. Over to the left wing. To the middle. It's picked off. Here's Pritchard. That will count. And so it's the Boston Celtics bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. Their lead is where it is because
The Knicks, 45.
fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Pass to Cornette. From downtown, it's hauled in by Achua.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Poked away. Stolen by Tatum. And it's Tatum completing the break.
There you can see the length and the impact defensively of Jason Tatum. The rip and then the score on the other end.
To the paint. And it's Towns missing. Celtics leading by 9. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And we all hear talk about Drew Holiday's defense, but you know, Doris, he is much more than that. You've said it countless times.
Yeah, Kevin, this is a guy who's a tremendous rebounder for a guard, a very willing playmaker. He can carry a scoring burden if you need him to, but he's also willing to take a very limited number of shots. It's all about the team with him.
Back to Brunson. Bridges, no one around him. The shot's good on the assist by Brunson.
How about the range from Mikal Bridges? Not intimidated by the extra distance.
It's to Porzingis. Rebounded by Hart. Knicks trailed by 8. Here's Anunoby. From outside, off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And the Knicks with possession. There's the pick. Now Brunson to the left side wing. Back to Towns. Pass to Brunson. Brunson takes off. Makes it off the glass.
If Brunson sees any daylight, he's going to attack. Did just that on the drive.
Going inside. Porzingis with the block. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Holiday gets the bucket. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Great job by this team closing out, blocking a bunch of shots, and just a tremendous effort defensively.
This is where you have to keep feeding Karl Anthony Towns. He's in an incredible rhythm. He's already got huge numbers. Keep feeding the big man.
Knicks trail by 6. From deep, Brunson. What a shot by Brunson.
And you've got to love the energy right now. They got hot when they absolutely had to.
It took a shift in strategy, but it seems like they figured it out. Let's see if they can extend this run all the way to the finish.
Outside, Porzingis. Lock at 6. It's up a 3. Buries the long-range jumper.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Tatum taking it in. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
I'll tell you, that defense was on point. But how about the better offense of Jason Tatum on his way to the cup? Woo-hoo! How about the calm demeanor of Towns, well made for pressure situations?
Tatum with it. Now guarded by Towns. There's Cornette. Tatum wide open. He fires one. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And you can feel the excitement in the building. Both of these teams pouring it on.
There's been a bit of a flurry here late, and this game may come down to which side gets a stop or two.
Holiday. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. And now a 9-point Boston lead.
A really smart player. Holiday can find the spaces inside and exploit them for points.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Leans inside. Back to Tatum. Goes back up. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Here's Brunson. Goes up off the inbound. Oh, the burst from Brunson.
Yeah, don't let Brunson's size fool you. This guy operates consistently on the interior.
Screen by Porzingis. And here's Tatum for three. Knicks with the rebound.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
This is the very definition of desperation time. You've got to score every trip.
Porzingis with the block. Money! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. And an intentional foul right there. There's 31 seconds left in the game. And so they choose to intentionally foul. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
They've got to take the first good shot they can find.
Now they've got to be efficient with the clock. Quick score, quick foul. Fearless, confident competitor. Bridges with the delivery.
And they go to the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Well, we know this. Free throw shooting is such a mental aspect of the game. This guy keeps his composure and comes through.
Towns wide open. No good from outside. And now we've got the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Pass to Hart. And it's in there. And here is Tatum. Baseline J on the way. It's good. And so it's the Boston Celtics with the...
I suppose I've been trying to make it get so long. Why they I'm feeling like this? They don't wanna see me win, I suppose. But no matter what, I won't quit.
Darling, you dahine. I was wondering, Beku kesi ifefe. What is on your mind? I'm just waiting for you to tell me, baby. Ila my bed, so I know I'm on your mind. Bell to microphone, we do get one more in one more time.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. A contest in the West. We'll see if the Dallas Mavericks can please their home crowd. There should be plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
And the shot goes in.
Well, let's remember that at 6'6", Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can more than handle himself near the cup.
Back to Irving. Davis sets a screen. To the paint. And it's Davis finishing it off.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Yes, Kevin, I caught up with Jason Kidd just a few minutes ago, and he knows this team has its hands full going up against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Coach said Shai is one of the best in the league when it comes to scoring off the bounce. But when he's not scoring, he's kicking it out to an open teammate. So we have to make sure our rotations are quick. We'll see how the defense responds, Kevin.
Okay, David, thanks. The offensive rebound. And the dunk by Holmgren.
And given that Holmgren is 7 feet tall, he's a threat to throw it down at any time.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Well, coaches might discourage that kind of look, but he'll take it anyway.
And Chet Holmgren's been a great player from day one, Doris. What do you like most about his game?
I don't know which aspect to pick. This guy is a great rim protector. He can shoot the basketball from three-point territory and with great range from three. But maybe my favorite aspect is the competitive toughness he brings on a nightly basis.
And it's Irving missing. And it's Oklahoma City's ball, trailing by 5. Williams. And Davis sends it back.
What a play by Davis. You think you can get it over me? Nuh-uh. Not on my watch.
Dallas on defense. Holmgren in the post. And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. And the rejection by Gafford. Thompson for 3. And the rejection by Holmgren.
Long 7'1" with that 7'6" wingspan. Holmgren can alter or block just about every shot in his vicinity.
Now, here is Irving. After the miss from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Thompson. Irving double team. Lets it go with a 3. Klay Thompson, and that's good. Thompson's got 5 minutes.
Now this is his comfort zone. Klay Thompson beyond the arc. Such an easy look right there.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. He wants to talk to his guy. Making a change here. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Well, we know, GA, the Mavs are so adept at punting the matchups they want. They're patient and methodical.
They never look like they're in a rush, right? Even when you send a double or trap the ball, the Mavs stay calm and know where to go. It's what makes slowing down their pick and roll so difficult.
There's Dinwiddie following the score by Oklahoma City. Holmgren with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And the rejection by Gafford. And the whistle blew, so that'll be a shooting foul. Great defensive effort there with the blocked shot. But he got more than just the ball that time. Free throws coming up right now. That free throw, no good.
Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. So he can't get either to fall. To the middle. Here's Davis, and Davis throws it down.
And we've seen this movie before. Davis moves with authority and attacks the rim.
Oklahoma City moving it around. A nice shot by Hartenstein.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
High post, Davis. Pass to Thompson. Davis sets a screen. Open shot, Thompson. They get it back. And here is Washington. Here now is Dinwiddie. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Now here's Thompson. Just 5 to shoot. Fires from deep. Beyond the arc. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make.
Well, the ability to rise and fire off the catches defined Klay Thompson.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Gilgeous-Alexander.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Screen by Gafford. Thompson surveying the floor. And it's Thompson again missing. Here's Dort. Going inside. Lays it up and banks it in.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Klay Thompson has been leading the charge for Dallas. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Dallas.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Pass to Wallace. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Floats it up for Williams. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Mavericks leading by 5. Greg, as you were saying, beyond the blocks, what makes Anthony Davis special on defense is the way he navigates the floor.
Kevin, most bigs can get picked on in pick and roll action. Davis, though, too quick and smart to take advantage of. He can slip screens, hedge, switch, and recover like he's a 3-and-D wing.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Pass to Caruso. A rebound by Washington.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Wiggins with the block. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander, covered by Irving. And the rejection by Gafford. Launches it. And that's good. Kyrie Irving for 3. Irving's got 5 now.
How quickly Kyrie squares up so quickly after a dribble, even on pull-ups. That is difficult to guard.
Right side, Williams. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Doris, I know the NBA is considering using technology to help officiate out of bounds and goaltending. Do you have a problem with that?
You know, Kevin, at the end of the day, I think it is about getting the calls right. If there's a way to lift the load off these officials, even if it's around the margins, why not try it?
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Doris, do you think the Oklahoma City Thunder has the best young core in the NBA?
Well, they are absolutely loaded with talent, Kevin. Not only that, they fit together. Now they've got a perennial MVP because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has inserted himself into the best player in the game conversation, and a rising star in Chet Holmgren. Look out.
Irving can't hit. Thunder trailing by 3. Pass to Hartenstein. Here's Wallace. Outside Williams. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rebound by Marshall.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
Thompson outside. Stolen by Dort. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
What you love about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is this young man's work ethic. He is a gym rat who's always looking for ways to improve.
If you mention the best players in the NBA, Doris, you have to mention Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. How's he made the leap so fast?
Yeah, Kevin, this is an interesting growth and development story because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has shocked everybody. He can get to any spot on the floor. He's one of the most relentless drivers in the game. You have to respect his three-point threat, which balances out that dribble drive game, and he's willing to compete defensively. Sky is the limit for this young man.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
How about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball? Pass to Thompson. Back to Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Goes up from the top of the key. And the jumper is good. Irving's got 7.
You know, Kyrie has so many options when he runs the pick and roll. He runs it to perfection.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam. On its way from Irving for 2. Gets the front of the rim and out.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. The Mavericks at last season's trade deadline added length by acquiring Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington. Coach Jason Kidd says they help on both ends. Gafford has the ability to roll, has great hands. P.J. can put the ball on the floor and guard 1 through 5. And then defensively, they both bring physicality. Kevin?
David, there is an argument to be made. That was one of the best trades at midseason this league has seen in a very long time.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
Pass to Holmgren. Williams a screen. Inside. Over Davis. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Williams has got the lead up to 1 now for Oklahoma City. There's 37 seconds left in the first half of the game. A nice shot by Irving.
You know, there's an inner drive and an inner burn to Kyrie Irving. This guy can make difficult shots because he's driven to be great.
Wallace outside. Pass to Holmgren. Basket counts. Holmgren's got 6 points.
And great job from Holmgren. I like when he shows confidence attacking inside.
Here's Irving. And the rejection by Holmgren. Down low. Here's Gafford. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. And the Mavericks lead by 1. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for the Dallas Mavericks. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We've got more in store for you right after this. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. On the wing, Williams. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Good on the shot. He's got 10.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
To the inside. And the rejection by Holmgren. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
It'll be a jump ball.
Shot clock at 5. Screen by Gafford. And on the way from Irving for 3.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
Davis sets a screen. A 3-ball. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Well, the ascension of Jalen Williams-Dors has been swift and very fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely, Kevin. He became very quickly in his second season a number 2 option and, frankly, borderline 1A option. And it's not just his offensive game, Kevin. This guy has become a stout defender. He's got the perfect NBA frame, and he fits in personality-wise.
One guy who now seems to be a perennial MVP candidate, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He is rocketing up the charts.
He is, Kevin. There's no doubt about it. He can consistently put 30 on you like it's absolutely nothing. He gives you everything else as well, including incredible leadership and great teammate skills.
That doesn't go in either for Irving. In the corner, it's Gafford. Back to Irving. There's the triple. That shot misses.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Here's Gafford. And Gafford throws it down.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Goes back up. Kyrie Irving grabs the miss.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
And there it is for him.
And just a good job of getting a high percentage look. Davis knows how to put himself in position to attack.
Pass to Johnson. Screen by Gafford. From the high post. Davis. And it's slammed in by Davis. Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
You can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
Williams can't get it to go. The Mavericks leading. Pass to Davis. Some nice passing here by Dallas. And it's Washington missing.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Hartenstein with it. The 10-footer. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Mavericks. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Looking to get back on track here.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Screen by Hartenstein. Here's Williams. Off with the layup. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Chet Holmgren has a slender frame, but he's determined to still protect the rim. Coach Daigneault said he'll get dunked on 10 straight times if that's what the game calls for. He paused and then added, He won't actually get dunked on 10 straight times. He's going to get a couple of those, too. Kevin, he certainly will.
I agree. David, he is fearless. However you feel about Kyrie Irving, you cannot deny, Doris, he is an elite player still.
Kevin, there are many who consider Kyrie Irving to be the greatest finishing guard in the history of the game. I mean, left hand, right hand, a little bit of English and polish, big shot maker. And what I love for Kyrie Irving right now is he seems content and happy.
It's a neck-and-neck game here in Dallas. Irving with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Pass to Irving. Back to Lively. Count that bucket. Lively's got his first points in this one.
See, Kyrie never hesitates. As soon as he sees that open man, boy, it is on time.
Inside. Wiggins outside. For the tie. Good on the three-point shot. Wiggins has got the game tied up here for Oklahoma City. And Irving launches it from deep. And the last-second attempt doesn't fall. That's the end of the third, and it's all tied up. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Here's Dallas. Rebound by Williams. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Down low. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Boy, not on the same page there. And in a possession ball game, that's a big mistake.
Now, here is Irving. Lively with the screen. Shoots from the elbow. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
Oklahoma City ball.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. To the middle. Here's Williams. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team.
To the paint. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Can't get it to fall. Here's Dallas. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. It's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander to take the lead. And Wiggins with the layup. Wiggins has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Oklahoma City. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Thunder.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. And that aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steal.
The Thunder with the lead. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Double team on Gilgeous-Alexander. Wallace. Pass to Caruso. Clock at 6. Teardrop shot. It's good. And the Thunder lead by 4. Looking to end his cold spell. And yes, it's good.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
Screen by Wiggins. Floats it up for Wiggins. And it was still over the rim. Offensive basket interference.
Substitution on the court.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Irving drives in. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Dort.
Boy, Irving decisive on that drive, gets the foul because of the intensity, taking it to the rack.
Dallas making a switch here.
And how big was that? He is just so reliable, so confident at the free throw line.
Holmgren in the corner. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Holmgren wide open. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
Unflappable. I mean, no moment is too big for Holmgren. They needed that basket.
And finished off by Anthony Davis.
Stepping up. Davis is a fantastic option late. You know with that height and skill set, he's going to get a good look.
Pass to Dort. A three-pointer is right on target.
Such a clutch shooter. This guy lives for these kinds of moments and delivers.
On the wing, Thompson. To the middle. And Cantor throws it down.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Williams. Over in the corner, Dort. No good from outside. The Mavericks trail. Davis sets a screen. Here's Irving to take the lead. .103 left to play in the final quarter. Davis. Money!
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game. Great job on the glass. Body's down low, needing to fight for position. That's perfect.
To the inside. Davis. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Holmgren.
There's a fluid power and athleticism that he possesses. Nearly impossible to contain Davis inside. Well, I mean, a semi-productive trip to the free throw line, but we'll see whether or not it costs him.
Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Dort. It falls. A huge shot to tie it up.
That's a big-time bucket. Lou Dort has unshakable confidence.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Outside for Davis. No good from three-point territory. Here's Holmgren. Oh, missed it.
And showing us some toughness there. Nice to see Holmgren fearless at attacking on the drive and getting fouled.
He knocks down the clutch free throw. Can't knock it down, and they really needed that one.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there. Now only a 1-point lead.
And Davis wide open. He shoots. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot. No good. So a close game sees Oklahoma City taking this one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And that about wraps it up.